This is the story of how I dropped out of school and made my first $1 million. Hi, I'm Kong, and this is me when I was growing up. And this is me as a cute Asian baby. For my entire life, I grew up dirt poor. These are my parents. The three of us lived in government-funded housing, literally known as the projects. After my dad fought in the Vietnam War, we essentially won a lottery to be able to come to America as immigrants. Since Vietnam is a third world country, my parents didn't have many opportunities to build a great life. So when we moved to California, the thing my parents wanted more than anything else in the world was for me to make the most out of those opportunities. To them, that meant watching me become a doctor. But here's the problem. See this face? Yeah, this is the face of somebody who had absolutely zero interest in pursuing a medical degree at all. So I had a tough decision to make. Follow a career path that I knew would make me unhappy just to make my family proud, or pursue my own passion, entrepreneurship. But nobody around me was prioritizing their own happiness. This was one of my best friends from college, Devin. I'm censoring his face because if his employer sees this, they'll probably fire him. He chose to become a pharmacist because that's what his family wanted. And this is how he feels about that decision today. As I've grown older, I've realized that society doesn't care what you're passionate about. Society wants you to do what everybody else is doing. It wants you to do what's safe and what's realistic, what's practical. Society is more concerned about what sounds good than what really makes you happy, even if what sounds good actually makes you miserable. The worst part is, if you follow what society says and it ends up feeling like a prison sentence, you're expected to accept that this is your life now. A typical 9 to 5 means you're working 40 hours a week. But don't forget to add the 1 hour of commute to work, the 1 hour commute back, and the 2 hours you spend each night watching Netflix to de-stress from your job. And then there are the weekends, which are supposed to be your time to do whatever you want, but instead, you're spending your time trying to ignore the fact that every second that goes by is a second closer to Monday, and the endless cycle starts all over. If you factor in sleeping 6 to 8 hours, how much time is left for you to actually focus on the things you want to pursue? Not much. That's the crux of the issue. Working a 9 to 5 doesn't mean you just work 40 hours a week. You live that reality 24/7. I wasn't going to let that happen to me. I chose business as my major in college despite the backlash from my entire family. I chose to start multiple businesses with my friend Jesse, even when they failed over and over. I chose to do the unthinkable, drop out of college in my last semester to build a YouTube channel that would change my life. I chose not to let anyone dictate how my life should be lived. And because of that choice, I've been able to become my own boss, work wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and use my passion for self-improvement to build a multi-million-dollar business. You might be wondering how a disadvantaged kid like me, destined to follow the path society had laid out for me, was able to break free from the 9 to 5 nightmare. I owe all of my success to one powerful secret. A secret that enabled me to build a passion-based multi-million-dollar YouTube channel from scratch and start 5 other successful YouTube channels with a total of over 1 billion views. This is the secret that almost all social media influencers are using to make money online, even with seemingly small audiences. I'm going to teach you this concept in this video in just a few minutes. But first, you need to understand why I made this training series. All right, so right now, I'm doing something that I would never have been able to do if I were still at my 9 to 5 job. I am headed to a big mansion that we rented out for 8 of our students from Viral Academy. We're gonna spend a whole week and basically just brainstorm, collaborate, share ideas, share secrets and insights, primarily to help each other take our careers to the next level. Hello? Hey, what's up, dude?
What's going on?
It's been a while.
What's going on, man?
What you been up to?
Just working. It's getting to my head.
I was making a song for you. I can't show you until later.
Question, what are you going to be doing on Tuesday?
I don't really have anything planned. What do you have in mind?
So I'm thinking about having a retreat. How would you like to come to a big ass mansion that I'm renting out, completely free? Don't laugh until you've heard the whole thing. We all come together, share secrets, talk to each other about problems, issues, help each other out, and I want to record it for the upcoming launch of Viral Academy. All right, so are you in or what?
Oh, hell yeah, that sounds great, dude.
I think that sounds amazing. I'll see you there.
Dude, let's do it. Just, do you know where it's gonna be?
Yep. Here.
Each of the students you're seeing here used to have a shitty job that they weren't passionate about. A job that made them feel unfulfilled, depressed, and hopeless. In 2016, Jatna lost her job and had no way to pay off the tens of thousands in student debt she was drowning in from business school. Now, she's debt-free, making a full-time living from her DIY makeup channel with over 500,000 subscribers. Lori used to come home from work every day questioning her own sanity. She'd spend 40 hours every week refinishing old furniture, a job that was a total waste of her creative talents. But she felt chained down to this job because it was her only source of income. Now, she's known as the icing artist, the face of a 6-figure baking YouTube channel with over 2.5 million subscribers. She now has the complete freedom over how she works, when she works, and what she works on. Andres worked a monotonous job at a local coffee shop, where all he did was punch in orders in a computer all day. That's a job that a machine could do. Then, he took his passion for music production to create Imaginary Ambition, a channel with over 11 million views. Christian worked a 9-to-5 in a retail store where his job, for 8 hours per day straight, was to re-rack piles of clothes that other people left on the floor in dressing rooms. Then, he used his interest in fashion to create a YouTube business generating over $150,000 per year, and he's only 20 years old. Sven was a freelance video editor who had absolutely no creative freedom over his work. He'd pitch dozens of ideas to his clients, but they always wanted to do things their way. Fast forward a couple years, and Sven now has 100% freedom running his video editing YouTube channel with over 150,000 subscribers. Not too long ago, Adriel began his 3rd year of chemical engineering in Taiwan, a topic he didn't love but would guarantee a high-paying career. But the 7 hours a day of studying and the stressful all-nighters spent cramming for exams made him see that money would be meaningless if he had no passion for what he was doing. Once he realized that, he started a Mandarin fitness channel that now has over 150,000 subscribers. For most of his life, Olivier's passions were considered a joke. His teachers dismissively told him to quit drawing in class because he'd never get a job doing that. Now, he's proving the haters wrong with his animation channel that has over 600,000 subscribers and over 100 million views. All of our students have different stories, but their common thread is simple. They all hated their jobs. And this is not an isolated coincidence. The vast majority of people in the world feel the exact same way.
Well, with nearly 15 million Americans unemployed, people with jobs know that they're really lucky just to have work. But in this tough economy, being employed doesn't necessarily mean satisfaction professionally. One survey found that just 45% of people are satisfied in their job these days. That's the lowest number in 2 decades.
This is a study that Gallup conducted. They asked people questions like, do you feel your opinion is valued at work? Does the purpose of your company make you feel like your job is important? Do you have the opportunity to do what you do best every day? They asked these questions to determine how many people are passionate about their job. The result? 85% of people are not. That's disturbingly high. Why do so many people accept that? Well, they accept this life of mediocrity because they don't know if they can make a living doing what they're passionate about, or they're afraid to quit their job, or they're afraid of what their family will say. But the reality is, you shouldn't accept a life like that. A life where you spend 1/3 of your waking hours doing work that's unappreciated, boring, uninspiring, restricting, and unrewarding. I know this because that's exactly how I felt about my job working as a Starbucks barista before I discovered how to make a living with YouTube. I was serving coffee, cleaning toilets, all while being a miserable college student. There was nothing special about me. Like most others, and probably like you right now, I was just trying to get by.
There was no drive to come to work every day. There was nothing that's like, yes, I want to do this. Yes, I'm excited for this. It's just like, oh, another day, another work day. And I feel like that I knew that's not something I wanted to do for the rest of my life, but at the same time, I couldn't really figure out what I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. I think doing the same thing day in and day out, working a 9-to-5 job, no matter what it was, just seemed so exhausting and like nothing, it seemed like something I couldn't look forward to doing.
Before I started YouTube, I was doing my undergrad in chemical engineering in Taiwan. Engineering is not what I thought it was. I couldn't see myself doing that for the rest of my life.
Inside I felt stuck because I was like, I don't want to do these jobs that aren't as meaningful to me for forever.
I was at a point in my career where I had a lot of work, but it was always long hours and projects that I wasn't really passionate about.
It was very frustrating. I felt as if my life was extremely static. It just wasn't satisfying at all for me.
And I wanted to be more in charge of where I work, when I work. Like, I didn't have the opportunities to pick the projects that I was passionate about, so I had to create that opportunity for me.
I knew I had to change something, but I just didn't know, because society makes you feel like you need to work a corporate job. It makes you feel like you need to have a 9-to-5, and if you try to, get your way out of that, they make you feel almost unsuccessful or kind of just like abnormal. So I knew I had to make a change, but I just didn't know how to.
If there's one thing all successful YouTubers can relate to, it's the moment that they realized not pursuing what they really wanted to out of life wasn't even an option, because the alternative was too painful. It's too painful to spend your life helping someone else accomplish their goals when you could be accomplishing your own. And for me personally, sometimes I look back and I can't believe that just a few years ago, I was in that position too. The fact that I ended up creating an online business making millions of dollars a year is still mind-blowing to me. And this wasn't some complex business with hundreds of employees and years of work. This was me and my best friends, 2 college dropouts, following our passion for self-improvement. YouTube has basically allowed me, freed me, to build a life the kid cleaning toilets at Starbucks for an hourly wage would never have imagined. Now, my students are using it to do exactly what I did. They're pursuing their own dream lives.
My life prior to YouTube, I had no sense of direction, and I wasn't working hard enough to accomplish anything that would find value to me in the future. And after YouTube, I realized that it really hit me that if you really just work hard for something, you can achieve whatever you want.
I think the biggest change in our life so far is freedom.
Yeah.
Both with time and financially.
In general, we're just happier.
Yeah.
We have the time to do things and we're working towards our own goals and not somebody else's. We're just happier about life.
Now that I'm not working for someone else, I can actually choose when I can take my days off. I feel so thankful every single day that I'm doing something that I love.
All of these students followed the same step-by-step framework to go from being totally unfulfilled with their lives to living their dream lives. And today, not only will you hear their stories, you'll also learn the first step of that exact framework. Remember how I mentioned a life-changing concept earlier? Well, it was invented by this guy. This is Kevin Kelly, writer, photographer, and founder of Wired magazine. Most importantly, he invented the 1,000 true fans theory.
That the numbers that you need to actually get a living are very small. And I call those people that are going to be most valuable to you true fans, because the true fans are fans that will purchase anything that you produce.
This theory is crucial, and here's why. Most people think that you need millions of true fans in order to make a living, but you don't. You only need 1,000. Here, let me show you what I mean. Let's take something that a lot of influencers sell. T-shirts. If you were to sell a t-shirt for $20 and 1,000 people bought that t-shirt, that's $20,000 in revenue. You do that once a season, about 4 times a year, and that's $80,000. Not bad at all. That's more than most people's full-time income. Another popular method is Patreon. Let's say you got 1,000 of your most hardcore fans to pay you $5 a month. That's $60,000 a year. Again, not bad. Let's say you're into fitness and you put out a workout program for 50 bucks. And then 1,000 of your most hardcore fans buy that product. That's $50,000. What I'm explaining to you is what every single entrepreneur on YouTube is doing to make a living. They're utilizing their 1,000 true fans to support them so they can continue doing what they love. This theory will completely change your business trajectory. This is the secret to making a living doing what you actually love. Without it, I wouldn't have built a multi-million-dollar business, and my students wouldn't have been able to quit their jobs and live life doing what they're passionate about.
Technology allows us to have someone who's a creator, and that could be a writer, a filmmaker, musician, a sculptor, photographer, anybody who's creating something. The technology allows us to actually interact with our customers directly. You don't need very many of those kinds of people, and by my calculation, for a single creator, you need about 1,000.
In order to make a living pursuing whatever it is you want to pursue, all you need to find are 1,000 true fans. Okay, so let's get into what exactly makes a true fan. Unlike a regular fan who may or may not buy your stuff every now and then, a true fan is a fan that will buy anything you produce. They love your free content so much, they'll buy any and every product or service you offer them. That's why it's crucial that you identify your true fans and make content specifically for them. Do so, and they'll reward you for it by being your most loyal customers. For example, think about every person who camps out for days outside Apple stores for the latest iPhone, or comes 10 hours early to a concert hall for their favorite musician. They can't contain their excitement even just talking about how much they love your product.
That's right here. This is the iPhone. Look at it, you guys. This is the iPhone.
That's a true fan. Basically, your true fans digitally camp outside to be the first ones to buy your stuff. You want to identify your true fans and make products for them because they are the lifeline of your business. Now, if finding 1,000 true fans sounds daunting, think about it like this. There are 7 billion people in the world. All you have to do is find 1,000 people out of 7 billion to create a valuable product for. Once you do, your business is set for life. It's that simple. The thing is, you're lucky to be alive right now, because before the internet came along, this was nearly impossible to achieve. If you weren't a major cable network, news publication, or media company, there was no way for you to reach 100, much less 1,000 people interested in what you have to offer. But with the internet, getting 1,000 true fans is very achievable. That is, if you take the right steps. Most people have no idea that making a living while following your passion is as easy as getting 1,000 true fans. But even if they did know that, there are 2 significant questions they need answers to first. Number 1, how do you get 1,000 people to fall in love with your stuff? And number 2, where do you even find these people? Before I go on, I want you to try something. Scour the internet to find the answers to these questions. See if you can find anybody offering a step-by-step framework to help you get to those 1,000 true fans. If you do, you're probably gonna find something like this, which looks helpful at a glance, but it's actually not. You can read it for yourself. Even this 20-step process looks promising, but you'll notice that they don't actually answer those 2 questions I mentioned before. The point here is this. It's pretty common knowledge that 1,000 true fans is what you need to succeed, but there's no framework that effectively teaches you how to get there. Until now, that is. 10 years ago, my business partner and I figured out the secret to garnering 1,000 true fans in the easiest, fastest way possible. The secret is YouTube. YouTube has opened up enormous opportunities for people to build careers around their passions without having to actually get a traditional job. For the first time in history, you don't need to invest tons of money in some gigantic media channel to reach a massive audience. You can literally take your phone, record a 4-minute video talking about something that happened in your life, and hundreds of thousands, even millions of people can watch it. 10 years ago, there wasn't an easy way to get people to watch your short film. Today, you can upload anything you can imagine, and there will be people out there who would love to watch it. Even things that didn't seem profitable, like playing video games or talking about makeup or giving fashion advice, can attract 1,000 true fans on YouTube. And those true fans enable YouTubers to live a fantastic and fulfilling lifestyle. Wake up whenever you want, work on whatever you want, and spend time with whoever you want. Why? Because you're a YouTuber.
I was really happy as a working editor at the beginning of my career, and I was really excited about opportunities, growing and making great money. But at some point I stopped growing, and with YouTube I rediscovered that passion that initially got me to want to be a filmmaker.
I have more time to explore other things in life, like travel. I've been traveling a lot because you can now. I've been living comfortably, and just being able to explore more passions and hobbies, that comes with the time and freedom.
Imagine logging into your account. You see your last video got 500,000 views in under 72 hours. You tell yourself, that's not too bad. That's about $500 in ad revenue so far, and $20,000 from the brand who sponsored the video. You go walk your dog, and by the time you come back, it's at $650,000. You grab dinner with your friends and cover the bill without even glancing at the check, because money isn't something you worry about anymore. All from a few days of work on something you are actually passionate about. So let's address the elephant in the room. You're probably thinking there's no chance you can get paid that much for a brands deal.
I absolutely did not know that you can get thousands of dollars for brand deals, minute brand deals, 30-second brand deals. Absolutely not, no.
I feel like we knew that there was people out there who were making a hefty income, but I think we just assumed that most people made enough just to kind of pay the bills, and it wasn't a lot more than you'd be making at like a day-to-day job.
Never in a million years would I have thought, if you just made YouTube videos, you could make $20,000 in 2 weeks. That's kind of a ridiculous sentence.
Trust me, that sounded unbelievable to me at first too. And then this happened.
We just want to give a shout out to our friends over at Combatant Gentlemen.
We made $10,000 from this brand deal. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to Loot Crate before December 19th to receive your own exclusive licensed Batman collectible. We made $12,000 from this brand deal.
Shout out to FanDuel for helping us get that helicopter.
And $30,000 from this brand deal. And to be frank, that's only scratching the surface. There's also Patreon, selling merchandise, selling digital products. There's so many ways outside of ads to build your business. We'll get to the specifics in another video. You might feel like all of this is impossible when you're starting out with 0 subscribers, but there's something you need to deeply internalize. Success is not about getting lucky. If you approach this systematically, with that same exact formula that's worked for me and tons of other creators, you can do this too. Because if YouTube success weren't repeatable, if it weren't teachable, we wouldn't have success stories like these.
An average brand deal would probably run $8,000 for a quick, like 30-second to a minute integration. I just had to talk about something for 30 seconds. It's crazy, yeah. Like that should not be a thing.
What I have to do is I have to do a 5 to 7 second shout out at the beginning of the video. The video is usually like 10 to 20 minutes long, so somewhere in the middle, then I'll spend 30 to 45 seconds, talk a little bit more in detail about the brand offer. Depending on how the views are, I would get between $1,500 to $7,000. It's amazing.
It's always super exciting when a big brand reaches out to you.
And for us, it's like usually we make a cake into the shape of something. We incorporate the product somehow into the video, so it's not just a shout out. And when you're doing so much with that advertising, I feel like you can make a lot more money than just doing a shout out. I never imagined or dreamed that we would ever have the kind of income that we do right now.
I stumbled upon a screenshot, and it was a screenshot of my bank account. And I had $1.23 in my check-ins account. And so my life has completely changed, because that's definitely not the case anymore.
There are tons of other examples I can point to, but that's not what's important. What's important is how you repeat that success yourself, and that's exactly what I'll be covering throughout this video series. The best part about all of this isn't even the money. It's something much deeper, much more critical to your quality of life as a human being. You can get paid to pursue what you're actually passionate about. Not what your parents want you to pursue, not what society wants you to pursue, but what you want to pursue. Whether that's
food,
fashion,
fitness,
filmmaking, music,
life hacks,
animations.
Literally any interest you're passionate about. Imagine the sheer joy of having an audience that appreciates you for being your authentic self.
I get fan emails every single day. Every time I see it, I just want them to know that they motivate me.
I still get taken aback. After doing it for like over a year, I still read these messages and I'm like, I don't know this person at all. and I've somehow made a dent in their life.
Guy commented and said for years he was really doubting that he could be what he wanted fitness-wise, and from that video he now really believes it's possible. That was most meaningful for me because it was good to see I'm able to help somebody possibly become a lot more than they thought they were.
When you're a content creator, you will find people from all around the world that love you for being you.
We receive so many meaningful comments every day, but I think that the one that stands out the most to me would be an email that we got, and it was a mom telling me about her 5-year-old daughter who said that like I was her hero, and that she like goes around and tells like when she's at the grocery stores, like, you have to check out the icing artist, and she tells everybody at school and all of her teachers. And every night she puts on 2 of my videos to go to sleep, and it was just like this really long, beautiful email, and it was so nice.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot of illustrations and pictures and drawings. It's really sweet. It was just the most heartwarming thing. Somebody actually took like an hour of their time, 2 hours to draw me.
I love it when people get inspired, make things, and are creative. I started watching your videos and I started making music. Here's a track that I made, inspired by you. I love that.
That is what's in store for you if you pay attention, take notes, and follow my instructions throughout this video training series. I'm not exaggerating when I say the 4 videos in this training series could be the most important thing you ever watch. They have the power to change the course of your life completely. They have the power to free you from being another person with a soul-crushing 9-to-5 office job, or another college student entering a career that you absolutely despise. Make sure to watch these videos now while they're still available to you, because in a few days you will not be able to access these pages. Why? Because we don't want to make this content available to procrastinators, and we've learned that our best students are the ones who are decisive and take action at a moment's notice. The journey to YouTube isn't one for procrastinators. You won't find success by putting off the things that can radically improve your life. Everything I've told you so far is rooted in my experience starting half a dozen successful YouTube channels over the past 7 years. Like this. Thank you. Or this. But you'll probably best recognize us for videos like this.
I really like your hair color.
This is our first channel, Simple Pickup, where we amassed over 2.7 million subscribers. A channel completely based around my passion for self-improvement. The channel that made being on this retreat speaking to you today possible. Combine our channels together and you'll see that they've driven over 500 million views. If you count the videos we've helped other creators create, that number is over 1 billion. Yes, over 1 billion views without a dime spent on marketing or advertising. That's enough attention to get us featured on some of the world's most prominent publications. Why is that important? Because those views have enabled us to launch what are now multi-million-dollar online businesses. We've been able to create over 1,000 true fans for multiple online niches. Because more views equals more true fans, which equals more money. And YouTube is the best place to facilitate that equation. Is it starting to make sense now? YouTube. It's the thing that turned 2 college dropouts to having a startup with dozens of employees around the world and an office in the heart of Hollywood. YouTube, the platform that lets us work on what we want, travel to where we want, and vacation whenever we want. YouTube, the life-changing opportunity that lets my students live the life they've always dreamed about. And now, I'm going to teach you how to do the same. Back in 2015, Jesse and I took a significant step back from our successful YouTube channels. We looked back at the journey it took to get to where we were at that point. Founders of wildly successful YouTube channels that turned us 2 broke college students into full-time entrepreneurs living our dream life. To really understand how much our business's success means to me, you have to look at who I was in the past. Look at the kid who grew up in the projects and barely saw his parents because they had to work 2 jobs. Look at the kid who dropped out of college with 1 semester left, despite his parents' dreams. Look at the kid who lived in the slums without clean water and slept on the floor. I'm not ashamed to talk about those times because they made me who I am. I'm bringing these things up because even with all of these disadvantages, I was able to find success pursuing what actually makes me happy, and I truly believe that you can do the same. That's why I spent 2 whole years dedicating all of my time to making something I'm incredibly proud of. It's called Viral Academy, the world's first in-depth YouTube business program. This program was responsible for the success of Frugal Aesthetic, The Icing Artist, Exo Jotna, every single creator we've invited to this retreat. March 2016 marked our initial launch, and since then, let's just say the results have been better than we could have ever expected.
So when I first started my YouTube channel, I was averaging a little under 100 views, but now that I've been researching and I've been learning a lot from Viral Academy, I've started getting millions of views. I'm about to get my first video to reach 10 million views.
Before I came across Viral Academy, I think I was around like 60,000 followers, and by now I'm around 160,000. So I'm up 100 plus. That's a pretty big change.
Before Viral Academy, I think we were at 80,000 subscribers. Yeah, about 80,000 subscribers, and now we are on our way to hit
3 million?
Yeah, 3 million around Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's pretty surreal.
I actually started Viral Academy with maybe 1,000 subscribers. Once I started doing the course, I immediately realized, no, I need to take this seriously. Right now I have 182,000 subscribers and I'm growing at about 10,000 subscribers a month.
I think I have like 37 million views total, and I just crossed 500,000 subscribers. With and without Viral Academy, there's no YouTube career versus what I have now. So that's kind of a wild concept, but I know I wouldn't be doing YouTube if I didn't find out about Viral Academy.
My results in the beginning, coming from 0 subscribers, they were obviously like 0 views and 0 stuff. So then I started applying the things that I learned, and it definitely works. So currently I'm at 327,000 subscribers. I've got over 11 million views in total. It's surreal.
These are only a few of our success stories since launching in March 2016. It's so inspiring to see these guys take what we've created and completely blow our expectations out of the water. Throughout the years of testing, refining, and perfecting our system, we put together the lessons you're watching right now. And at this point, I'm sure you're wondering what you're going to learn today. Here's what to expect. You'll learn what it takes to be successful on YouTube. We've developed a step-by-step system for building profitable channels, and I'm going to give you the overview. You'll learn our formula for coming up with passion-based channel ideas that are almost guaranteed to be successful. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what kind of YouTube channel you should start. I know, all of that sounds amazing, but you probably have some misconceptions. The same misconceptions our students had before they started.
Prior to Viral Academy, I didn't understand how videos went viral necessarily. I would definitely think that it would have to be something wild.
For the most part, I thought viral videos came from luck.
Yeah, we 100% thought people got lucky with viral videos. We thought it was just like someone happened to film something happening, or they just made something that they felt like making, and then people just fell in love with it and it went viral and everyone shared it with each other.
Before Viral Academy, I thought that you just upload a video and if it's good, you'll reach 1 million views or something like that. But actually, I've learned that that's not the case. Even if it's good, it won't get a lot of views. You have to put in the time to share your videos to the right audience.
You have an opportunity to set yourself up to get lucky, now more so than ever, with Viral Academy.
Within just watching a couple of videos, it just completely opened up my horizon on what the possibilities are. And I think within a week or two, I knew, okay, I need to pursue this with like a professional mindset.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You might be thinking you need the best equipment in the world, but that simply isn't true. This video got over 2 million views and was shot on an iPhone. You also might be thinking you need to have an outgoing personality, but this isn't true either. While an outgoing personality might help in some scenarios, at the end of the day, viral content comes down to eliciting emotion, which can be done in a variety of ways. I'll go into more detail in a later video, but for now, all you need to know is that you don't need any special skills to be successful. The most important thing is to just get started. Every single YouTuber that has millions of subscribers today started with 0 subscribers, 0 views, and most of the time, 0 fancy equipment. On top of that, many of them were afraid of being on camera, but they still did it. They still practiced even when it was way easier and maybe even borderline rational to quit. If you're going to embark on the YouTube journey, you'll need to be a lot more resilient than letting the first brick wall hold you back. And I'm not saying this to show you how much better I am than you. I was terrible on camera when I first started. Wait, are we actually gonna show them the video?
Yeah, we have to.
Hey everyone, so I know that we usually post up our videos on Tuesdays,
but today we kind of had to make an impromptu announcement. And I didn't even do my hair today, so you know that this is legit. That was me when I first started. It's tough to watch and now relive those memories, but take a close look. Does that look like a highly produced professional camera presence to you? Not exactly. It didn't matter though. We still kept going just like every other YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers out there, or even anyone that's come close to more than 10,000 subscribers. We've all overcome that deep fear and stuck to the process, and it's propelled us to success. And you can do the same, especially with the guidance of our system. And full disclosure, this system is not actually a system though. It's not a viral video generator, nor would we ever promise you that. You actually have to be creative, which is, the whole point of being a YouTuber. So if you are expecting some get-rich-quick scheme, I suggest you close this video right now because the rest is only going to disappoint you. I'll wait. Go on, close that browser tab. Okay, well, you're still here. That means you want real results and are prepared to do real work. So without further ado, the framework. Step 1, come up with a magical channel idea. Not all ideas are created equal. I know this because I've seen endless amounts of god-awful ideas become videos that end up in the YouTube graveyard. The magic of a great channel idea is that it sets you up with the best possible chance of having millions of people be interested in your content. In just a minute, I'll show you how to craft a channel idea virtually guaranteed to succeed. Step 2, implement a growth hacking strategy to build your audience. Every business on the planet salivates at the thought of growing their audience for free. Yet 99% of them have no idea what it's like to run multi-million-dollar businesses with an advertising budget of 0. That's where growth hacking comes into play. Rapidly grow your audience to huge numbers without spending a dime on advertising. And you're going to do that by using our best-kept viral marketing secrets. This is going to blow your mind, and it's what we're going to cover in the later videos. Once you're done implementing step 2, you'll have a killer idea. You'll be building up your audience with our strategies that we use to get over 500 million views, and you'll be this close to making a living from your YouTube channel. Step 3, monetize your audience. Monetize means make money. Money is what separates you from the people who end up as the YouTube version of a starving artist. If you can implement the 5 key monetization methods to leverage what we call influencer status, money's the last thing you'll worry about. We've saved the best for the last video, but here's a little secret. YouTube's advertising revenue is the least effective way to monetize. Have you ever heard about the YouTube demonetization adpocalypse?
The YouTube adpocalypse. For those that don't remember or didn't know, there were a lot of advertisers on YouTube that pulled their advertising.
A bunch of advertisers fearing backlash removed their ads entirely from YouTube. And during this period, every YouTuber saw a decrease in revenue.
Today is the day that YouTube died.
Yes. Every big YouTuber who complains that YouTube wasn't paying creators enough advertising money has been relying on the single worst monetization method on the planet. They're what I call bad at business. The starving artists disguised as famous influencers. They don't realize that the 4 other monetization methods, brand deals, merchandise, digital products, and crowdfunding, are all much more reliable and lucrative than any ad revenue YouTube could ever give you. In fact, we've made well over 10 times more money with these other 4 methods than we made with advertising revenue on YouTube. In these 3 months, YouTube ads made us $2,900. Brand deals made us $10,000. And digital product sales netted us over $177,000. Sound too good to be true? Well, once you watch the rest of this series, you'll see that these numbers are actually quite attainable. But for now, congratulations. You know what the big puzzle pieces are. Master these 3 steps, and you'll know exactly how 7-figure YouTuber careers are achieved. All right, so let's talk about step 1, your magical channel idea. No great video can exist without a great idea behind it. Yet most people have no clue how great ideas are made. We were no different. We didn't have a process that made it easy to repeatedly create viral ideas until we came up with the channel scorecard. After years of trial and error, channel idea after channel idea, we came up with a shockingly simple strategy for consistently finding winning channel ideas. The fact that we're giving it away is pretty hard to believe. Your first task, make a list of your passions. Passions are things you do for fun, things you call hobbies, things you're excited about doing. If you're one of those I don't have any passions people, I call BS. Everyone is excited about something. That includes you. At its core, a passion is what you would rather do over anything else if money weren't a factor. Imagine if you had $1 billion in the bank. What would you be doing with your time? Even if you use your money to buy materialistic things, is there a pattern to what you're buying? If you take a bunch of trips to exotic locations to try new food, your passion may be traveling in food. If you buy a ton of cars like Jay Leno, your passion may be cars. Your passion can literally be anything, like playing video games or drawing animations or talking about makeup. So make a list of everything you love doing. There's no such thing as a bad passion, so take however long, 5, 10, even 30 minutes to get a strong list of at least 10 ideas. Once you have that list, run it through this 3-step process to uncover the best idea you have suited to become a successful YouTube channel. These are 3 things to ask yourself. Question 1. On a scale of 1 through 5, how big is the audience for this topic? 1 being you couldn't fill a classroom with enough people interested, 5 being millions around the world love this topic. Fitness, makeup, and gaming would be 5s. These are common interests, which means there's enormous audience potential. Question 2, on a scale of 1 through 5, how much do people who are into this topic care about it? Caring about something is not the same as liking it. Millions of people eat Chinese food, but they're not exactly passionate about watching Chinese food review videos. But take someone like a golf enthusiast. That's a person who's a rabid fan of the sport and who would do anything to improve, and thus are more likely to watch video content about golfing. So that's what I mean by caring about. When it comes to your topic, how passionate is your target audience? Find a passionate community, and the chances that your content gets watched and shared are way higher. Question 3. On a scale of 1 through 5, how much would you enjoy making content about this topic? 1 is it's as bad as your current job. 5 is like you couldn't get paid enough to stop making videos on this topic. Fortunately, I'm going to teach you how to make these videos and get paid. Now that we've established the criteria, run each and every one of your ideas through the framework. Afterward, tally up the score. You should have a number between 3 and 15 for each one. Finally, circle your top 3 highest scoring ideas. These are your finalists. One of these finalists is going to become your channel idea. Take some time and think about what channel ideas you can see yourself making videos on, but don't feel like you're married to the idea. You can always change your channel idea along the way, and actually most people end up doing that to a certain extent in their journey. So at this point, you should select your favorite idea. And now, congrats. You've taken the first gigantic step towards what's possibly your $1 million channel idea. I'm willing to bet that you're confused about one thing right now. You're worried that there are already thousands of other YouTubers who already have channels in this topic. So why would anyone want to watch yours? A completely valid concern. If you just copy the competition, your channel is going to flop. You will not get enough views to create a successful career. You won't be able to overcome the reality that people have already made tons of videos about your topic, not without one key piece, the remix strategy. That's the one missing ingredient. The ingredient that will allow you to make viral content that's completely unique and fresh compared to what's out there. The ingredient that will solve your competition problem completely. Here's why the remix strategy will become your new best friend. Use it and you can enter a niche that's saturated with tons of competition. Strategically craft viral content that breaks through all the existing noise. Build an audience of raving fans and turn that channel into a massive success. The remix strategy virtually guarantees your channel is set up for maximum views and allows you to grow a colossal audience, even if you're just starting out. It's what allowed Christian to thrive in the highly competitive fashion niche. It's what separated Jatna's DIY tutorials in the ultra-competitive makeup niche. It's what allowed Andres to do the near impossible, succeed as a musician on YouTube. Honestly, learning this one strategy can make or break your success on YouTube. So if you're interested in learning the remix strategy, watch video 2. And yes, I did just leave you with a massive cliffhanger. In the next video, we're also going to give you a behind-the-scenes look into why certain YouTubers like us are able to turn our channels into multi-million-dollar businesses, and how anyone can do it by leveraging one essential resource: attention. That's a billion-dollar word. Watch the next video to find out what I mean. And trust me, this is stuff you won't find anywhere else because no other YouTuber with millions of subscribers is willing to teach this stuff. But for now, just congratulate yourself on getting this far in the process. You've got your channel idea and you're so close to successfully launching it. Stay tuned for the next videos. And before you go, make sure to post in the comments below. This is an essential part of the process. Tell me why you want to be a YouTuber. Describe the exact lifestyle that you want to achieve through your channel. Be really, really specific. It's important to visualize your goals and mention what your channel is going to be about. Plus, it'll be fun to see what everyone else who's watching is thinking. I'll be reading every comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.